What's up, guys? This is Epic, and welcome to my NFL Divisional Round playoff picks. Let's go ahead and get started with Saturday's matchups. The first matchup we're going to talk about is the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Broncos. Now, the Broncos, they've had a week to look over the game film of last week's wild card matchup between the Colts and the Ravens. And one thing they need to take note of is that Baltimore's defense is not slowing down a bit. Even though Ray Lewis was still kind of hurting, but he still came through and he made big plays, got plenty of tackles. He's brought that leadership back into that defense, back to that whole team in general. Offensively, you can't talk bad about Joe Flacco. He had 2 passing touchdowns and 12 completions for 23 attempts for 282 yards. Andrew Luck didn't have, the same anything. The defense didn't allow any touchdowns, they allowed field goals, but as long as you can keep them 7 points off the board, you're doing something great. Now, Denver's offense is high flying. You have plenty of receivers out there, and then whether it's receivers or not, it's going to be Peyton Manning. That's going to be the focal point. Which quarterback is going to perform the best? Peyton Manning has experience, in this divisional, and has experience, doing all this, going deep in the playoffs and leading teams down to the road to the Super Bowl. Joe Flacco, he's been to the AFC Championship. He knows what it takes to get there as well, but more experience is going to be the key in this. The Ravens defense has more experience, but when you have Peyton Manning on your offense, that has more experience within itself. So it's going to be a battle. Is the Ravens defense going to be able to step up to the plate and take on the high-flying the Denver offense, or will they slow it down, or how will it work? But with this game, I'm going to take the Denver Broncos over the Ravens. I see Peyton Manning having a really brilliant game. He has had them all year. I don't think their win streak is going to slow down a bit. And offensively for the Ravens, Ray Rice needs to work on holding the ball tighter and keeping it away from defenders and knocking it out. And he gave away 1 fumble. And Denver's defense, watch out for that run game. You have Pierce and you have Rice, double threat. You got to watch out for it. So I'm taking Denver to win this game. Our next game is the Green Bay Packers heading into San Francisco to take on the 49ers. Now, the first time these guys played on week 1, the 49ers got the advantage and they won, but that was with Alex Smith. This time, Colin Kaepernick is starting quarterback, and it's going to be his first playoff game, and starting as a quarterback. And you have the game plan against him because he can throw and he can run. He could also throw on the run. So you have a triple coverage thing kind of going on with him. Green Bay needs to address this issue, and last week the Packers did have a good pass defense. That was only because Joe Webb was playing. If it was Christian Ponder, it could have been totally different. Week 17, when they played, Christian Ponder had the better of him. Even though he doesn't have the top-notch receivers that Green Bay has, he still did with what he had, and he won the game for him. Adrian Peterson was a big thing in that, but this time you're rushing against Frank Gore. This guy, I'm not going to say he's Adrian Peterson-like, but he's just as good. And you have Michael James still playing, and you have, Frank Gore, and, tight ends and wide receivers for the 49ers are just beasts. So I see the 49ers win this game. They have a better offense. Their offense has been clicking. The only reason I say Green Bay won last week is because Christian Ponder didn't start, and that quarterback was just nervous. It was his first pass attempts of the season. So Green Bay, I'm not saying they have a bad defense, but I don't think they have a good enough defense to stop Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers' high-powered West Coast offense. So that's why I'm taking the 49ers to win this game. I'm really looking forward to this game. The Seahawks are just really, really good this year. Now, at the beginning of the season, I kind of doubted them because, NFC West was just so blah. That was San Francisco's, division. But just the Seahawks emerged behind rookie quarterback Russell Wilson, running back Marshawn Lynch, wide receivers that really nobody wanted, but they put together and they made a really good team. We already knew their defense was good, and they just need to show that offense was good too. And they're going up against the Falcons. They're playing at the Dome, so it's going to be a tough game. But that's what they said about the Redskins game. They said, the Redskins, RG3 is going to have a really easy time going over this defense. He's done it, different teams before and blah, 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 and got tired of hearing it. So this game, you know, defensive players for the Atlanta Falcons are out. I think John Abrahams is out, and one of the cornerbacks is out. So that's going to make it easier. Now, we all know that Russell Wilson can run, and Matt Ryan, he doesn't have a playoff win, so that comes to effect as far as mind games is concerned. So I'm going to choose a winner, and of course, if you've watched my previous video showing my Super Bowl picks, I'm going to have to go with the Seahawks on this one. Now, there is a little, you know, part of me that says Atlanta's going to win, but I'm still going with the Seahawks. I think they are going to be that team that nobody believed in at the beginning of the season, that everybody was like, oh, they don't have a chance. I think it's going to be the Seahawks' time to be on top of the NFC. I think they're going to beat the Atlanta Falcons. So, yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks to win this game. Here's another game that everybody's been talking about. The Houston Texans finally try to get their rematch against the New England Patriots. Same scenario. Well, actually not same scenario, but same venue. They're playing in New England, so Foxborough. The Patriots fans are going to be loud. They're going to be wild, especially for a playoff game. The Houston Texans last week against the Bengals didn't perform well on offense, even though Arian Foster ran well and balls were caught, but Matt Schaub just didn't throw any touchdowns. I mean, that's what you look for. You want your quarterback to perform well. He performed okay, but he needs to perform excellent. He needs to make those big plays, score touchdowns, and put points on the board. Now, for the Patriots, Tom Brady doesn't have a problem doing that. I mean, if you watch them over the years, you see how good they are. Earlier in the season, they played on Monday Night Football, highly anticipated matchup. Everybody was like, okay, this could be a playoff match, and their dreams came true. So Houston needs to find a way to. They need to game plan better. They need to say, okay, who's hot and who's not, and that's going to be difficult because on one day, you know, Wes Welker could be on his A game, and then the next day, Tom Brady can be just terrible. But you know, I like the Houston Texans. I like what they've done with their franchise, but the Patriots are just too strong, you know, offense and defense. So I'm going with the Patriots to win this game, just for that reason. They're too strong on both sides of the ball. The Houston Texans, yes, they do have a strong defensive line, and offensively they have a really good quarterback, really good run game, and really good, one good receiver. So I have to take the Patriots on this one. That's just the automatic pick. So, yeah, I mean, that's really the only reason I'm going with them. So, yeah, I'm taking the Patriots. That's it for this week, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my picks. Make sure you follow along by playing along by leaving a comment below, or follow me on Twitter and hashtag #EpicPicks. So, I'll see you guys for the conference championships next week.